Everyone knows you can buy real estate with no money. We talk about it on this channel. There's a million other channels that talk about it. Buying real estate without money, not that hard. Buying real estate without experience. How do you get that first deal done? If you've never bought real estate before, why would someone sell to you? We're going to explain that in this video right now in 3 simple steps. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Christian Osgood. This is Multifamily Strategy. Like, follow, subscribe because we share tips. Every week we go live Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every week. This is the place to learn the game. It does not get more simple than this channel. I'll stand by this. Simplest way to buy real estate, multifamily strategy. All right, let's dive right in. You have no experience. You're trying to buy a deal. I've been there. Every investor has been there. If you are not one of the very, 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 very few who inherited their portfolio, you're going to start from zero. How did these people make it? How do you get the yes on the first deal? Tip number 1. You need to believe in it. You need to be confident. It's carried through your tonality. You can practice tonality, up tones, down tones, having a reasonable voice when you're pitching, having a curious... There's all sorts of things to tonality. A great book for this, by the way, Way of the Wolf, Jordan Belfort. Fantastic book. There's a chapter in there on tonality that changed my life. But what's really going to happen is it's going to carry through in your voice when you truly believe that you are the most obvious buyer for the deal. And that is how you get a yes. Whether it's direct to seller or it's to a broker, if you are the most obvious buyer for this deal, you will win the deal. You have to believe it. How do you do this? You actually learn the math, which is pretty basic, but you have a basic understanding of, okay, I've looked at this deal and I believe that it is the deal that I want to do. And when you talk to them, you don't start with novice things like, well, I don't really have any money right now, but is this seller financial? You don't open with, well, this is my first property. Absolutely share that, but start with, talk to me about the property. Learn about it, the pros and the cons of it. How's the bank looked at it? How long has it been on market? Where do they see the project needing to go? I started by mapping 3 pieces. We call this the circle drill. It has 3, I was going to say quadrants, but that would be 4, wouldn't it? It has three thirdrants. There's 3 sections of this circle. 1, relatability. You need to know your backstory. I know the pieces that make me me. I went to college. I worked a 9 to 5. I struggled to get my first duplex. It took me a long time to figure out what I want to do. I survived this crazy cult experience. I was an athlete in soccer all the way through high school and into the beginning of college. These are all pieces that I've mapped for myself, and I can relate to people because I know who I am. I can tell basic stories and connect with other people on a personal level. If you lack the skill, you need to start practicing it. That is going out to lunch with people. It is striking up small talk with your Starbucks barista. That's how my business partner, Cody Davis, did a lot of his learning. Just get comfortable talking to people and know your story. If you haven't written it out before, bullet point it. These are the things that make me me and the experience that I have that I can relate to other people. So, relatability. 2 is a clear goal. You're going to map out your goal, which is, this is what I want to do. We're going to get to significance later, but just a general, like, what do I want out of life? For me, wanted to retire my wife, wanted to build a house in Texas. These are all things I've always wanted to do. How would we get there? That's number 2. The 3rd section is the significance behind them. You're going to hit goals if they're significant, and people are going to help you hit those goals if they buy into those goals. So if it is a significant goal, people have buy-in, they'll help you move forward. When I talk to people, I know this circle, and what I'm trying to do is learn about them and their circle. And every deal has a circle, and every person has a circle. So on the deal, we're just learning, okay, what is about this deal that resonates with me? Relatability. The goal, I'm trying to build to X amount of cash flow. How much of this, how far along that cash flow goal does this deal get me? What happens when I actually do hit my goal? If I can communicate these in, just weave it throughout the transaction, people understand why I want to buy it and what I'm going to do with it. And they believe that I'm going to succeed because I have an objective that matters. When I'm trying to retire my wife, I think a lot of people can resonate with any family member. I'm trying to better my family position. Most people resonate with that. When I'm explaining, okay, this is what I see for this deal. And we've already talked about the deal now. So it's, hey, we're going to this price, these terms, here's the actual project. It's like, okay, well, here's what I've done that's like this. And as I do this goal, this is going to get me 1/3 of the way to my cash flow goal. This is what I foresee happening here. Getting this piece on the board is going to help me retire my wife, who's then going to work in the business with me. This means a lot. The whole time, I communicate that in about 45 seconds. The rest of the thing is learning, okay, what are the pieces of the deal? More importantly, who am I negotiating with? And what does this do for them on the seller? I want to, without opening with this, in the conversation, I want to learn, why are they selling? I can ask the broker this. I can ask the owner this. If it's an owner, why'd you buy the property? What has it done for you? Why are you looking at selling it now? What does it change for you? This is helping you line up the pieces for the deal. The deal, debt, equity. You need to know the pieces. If you don't know the pieces, how do you know that you're the most logical buyer? If you can go through this and you learn, okay, I understand the deal. I understand the motivation of the seller behind the deal. They understand my motivation for the deal. We've now lined up the circle drills and I can pitch them on, okay, I am ready to submit an offer. This is what the offer looks like. Let's go. You will win that every time when the circles line up. The story of the deal, your personal story, the seller's story. When all three are in alignment, it is always a yes. This is why I do not write letters of intent or rip out a bunch of offers. If I write an offer, it's getting accepted because I've negotiated it and understood the pieces. That right there, that's the secret sauce. If you have no experience, focus on your story. Next, you need to focus on the math. The math is not hard. Income minus expenses equals cash flow. Learn how to build income and predict income. Not that hard to do. Master the expenses of the properties in your market. That's going to be learning the utility cost, insurance, tax. We cover these in our course all the time. There are actually ways to find multipliers for each of these online. What are you going to be paying for property management? General unit upkeep. There's a little bit of learning here, but it's not that hard. This is something that over the course of a week, you can really get a pretty good mastery of how to use an online calculator correctly and get the basic math done. Now, it will take months to have a full mastery, but to get 90% of the way there, spend 5 to 7 days just immersed in the math, and it's going to work for you, even if you're not a math person. Just understand the basic mechanics. It comes down to income minus expenses equal cash flow. You need to buy deals that cash flow day one and continue to cash flow through the entire length of your deal. You buy them so that you buy them and never lose them. Doesn't mean you never sell them. It just means I'm going to buy them and I'm never going to be in a position where I have to sell the deal to survive this transaction. I don't have to flip it. I am going to be able to hold this and cash flow it for all time. That's it. So step one, know yourself. Step two, understand the deal. Understand the money. Number three, you just have to make that commitment to buying the deal. There is something different between, and I can hear it in people's voice. When people are hesitant on, am I going to buy this deal or am I going to close this deal? If people feel unsure for any reason, a good seller and experienced player is going to see it and hear it, and you're not going to get the deal. And I have it happen in the mentorship sometimes. I've had a lot of people get through this, but you hear it on their first few deals. They pitch the deal, and I can tell you instantly, you're going to pitch the seller and they're going to say no, and this is a good deal, and you do have a good structure, and all the pieces are there, and you can absolutely knock this out. And they're going to say no, and they're going to go with another buyer. And I can hear it in their voice. There is this underlying uncertainty. At the end of the day, you need to sit down, and when you're confident in the deal, you're confident in who you are, and you're confident in your numbers, you just need to make that final commitment. Is it the deal? And it's okay if it's not. If it's not the deal, that's not the deal you're going to do. And you can accept that. You don't have to make a deal work. But when it's the deal and it works and you believe it works, the last piece is an internal piece. Go, okay, this is the one. We are going to make this happen. Get into that meeting. The way that it comes off, I can hear it instantly. Other sellers can hear it instantly. A good broker, not all brokers, but a good broker can hear it instantly. All of a sudden, the difference between, hey, I was not landing deals and all of a sudden people are saying yes, it comes down to the certainty that comes from making that decision, from knowing your numbers and knowing yourself. Learn these things, master these things, take out more deals. This is where you blow away your competition. I'm Christian. This is Multifamily Strategy. I'll see you on the next episode.